Worldwide Sports here. With the NFL preseason in the books, we're going to take a look at all 32 teams in the NFL and see how they stack up going into the regular season. So today we're talking about the Detroit Lions. Let's get into it, guys. Now, going into last season, Detroit was my team to look out for. Even though Megatron retired, I like the pieces that they brought in. Bringing in a Marvin Jones was a very smart move, in my opinion. And also with the freed up cap space, they could use that money and address other needs on the team. And I also like the coach, Jim Cardwell. I liked what he did in Indianapolis. With all that being said, Detroit went 9-7 last year and should have took the division if it wasn't for a Hail Mary play by Aaron Rodgers. Going into this season, I like Detroit's chances of taking the division crown. Let's get into it. This offseason, I like the fact that Detroit really focused on the offensive line. They traded for former second overall pick Greg Robinson. They also signed Wick Wagner away from the Ravens and also won a bidding war for TJ Lane, taking him away from a division rival, a double blow. On the other hand, Detroit did let Larry Warford and Riley Reef leave in free agency. The offensive line is shown to be a priority for General Manager Bob Quinn. This is very important since they gave quarterback Matthew Stafford a record-breaking deal. Now let's take a look back at the draft for the Lions. With their first pick in the draft, the Lions selected inside linebacker Jared Davis out of Florida. Davis is an all-around linebacker who possesses good athleticism. He's slated to come in and compete for a starting job right away. I really like this pick for Detroit. Detroit needs some speed on that defense, and Davis definitely brings that to the table. Second round pick, they selected Tez Tabor, the cornerback out of Florida. Detroit goes with back-to-back Gators in the draft. Now, he only ran a 4.62 at the combine, but on tape he looked much faster. He's a taller corner, and he's also physical. In the third round of the draft, they selected Kenny Golladay, wide receiver out of Northern Illinois. Golladay is an athletic freak. Listed at 6'4", 200 plus, he clocked a 4.5 at the combine. With 32-inch arms, this could be Matt Stafford's new best friend in years to come. In the fourth round, they selected Jalen Reeves-Maybin, outside linebacker out of Tennessee. Maybin has tremendous upside, and he has great position flexibility. Detroit expects him to come in and contribute right away on special teams, providing great value for a fourth-round pick. With their other fourth-round selection, Detroit selected Michael Roberts, tight end out of Toledo. Roberts is a good-sized tight end who should come in and provide another red zone threat for Detroit. With their fifth-round selection, they selected Jamal Agnew, the cornerback out of San Diego. I like this pick because it gives them another solid contributor right away on special teams. Agnew averaged 12.7 yards per punt return last year. Even though he's coming from a smaller school, speed doesn't lie. In the sixth round, they drafted Jeremiah Ledbetter, defensive end out of Arkansas. Ledbetter looks to come in and add depth to that pretty thin defensive line rotation of Detroit. In the sixth round, they selected Brad Kaye, the quarterback out of Miami. Wrapping up the draft for the Lions, they selected Pat O'Connor, defensive end out of Eastern Michigan. On defense, their star defensive end, Ziggy Ansah, is coming off a disappointing year. He only recorded 2 sacks last year. And as a whole, Detroit ranked 30th in the league last year, recording only 26 per game. Detroit must get more pressure on the quarterback this year. The Lions' defense did rank 13th overall with points allowed, giving up just 22.4 a game. This is pretty good considering they didn't have a running game to help relieve some of that pressure. Detroit has a solid group. They have players like Glover Quinn, Demarius Slay, Haloti Nada up front. They also have the former first-rounder and Alabama Roll Tide alum, Ashawn Robinson up front. If Ziggy Ansah can have a bounce-back year, this defense looks to take major strides. On offense, quarterback Matthew Stafford had probably his best year last year. He threw for over 4,000 yards and had 24 touchdowns with only 10 interceptions. Matthews got the big deal this offseason. He led the league last year in fourth quarter comebacks, and he's shown his toughness to this team over and over again. Going forward, I think Detroit definitely has a chance to win the division. All right, guys, Lion Nation, let me know down below. What do you think? Do you think they're going to win the division? Comment, subscribe to the channel, guys. We got a lot more coming. Worldwide Sports, we're getting out of here. This has been a Worldwide Sports production.